My name is Haley Plyler, and I will be discussing the Pleistocene extinction event that occurred around 500,000 years ago, resulting in the deaths of many large mammals and megafauna. The evidence from such an event comes from a variety of sources. Fossils of megafauna detail a mass extinction event taking place in Africa, Eurasia, and the Americas around 500,000 years ago. Scientists have begun using radiocarbon dating to determine the spread and density of each mammalian species discovered in these regions. This will allow a clearer picture of what happened all those years ago by comparing populations to the climate they were in. Using climate data gathered about what conditions were most likely to occur during this time, researchers have begun to also determine vegetation present at locations where these megafauna were present. This could also aid in determining if there was a sudden lack of vegetation that may have fueled a mass extinction. All of this data leads itself to piecing together what may have happened. The cause of this extinction is widely debated, but most evidence points to two different possibilities: human hunting or climate change, although some think it was a combination of both. The evidence for human-led extinction was discussed in a study looking at human migration patterns and comparing it to the distribution of species driven to extinction at this time. A huge clue came in the form of how human migration patterns may have limited available food for herbivores after it was trampled over. Human killings, be it in self-defense or in the drive for food, could also explain the deaths of carnivorous animals. When it comes to how climate change may have affected megafauna, it ties in nicely to how different Earth system changes cause ecological niche shifts. The Younger Dryas was a 1,000-year interval of cooling that halted climatic warming and followed the end of the last ice age. As glaciers retreated, vast lakes of water developed along the edges of the ice caps. The waters of one huge lake, Lake Agassiz, burst through ice dams and flowed north into the Arctic Ocean and then into the North Atlantic. The inflow of fresh water slowed down ocean current systems and decreased the amount of heat transported north by currents. This led to cooler and drier climates over much of North America. Large animals are more prone to extinction events since they have larger requirements in population and food, slower reproductive cycles, lower populations, and are more affected by drastic climate shifts than smaller species. This means that megafauna like mammoths, steppe bison, large cats, and large wolves were severely impacted and eventually driven to extinction. Slower reproductive cycles mean that there is less chance to adapt to climate change, decreasing viable offspring and reducing the overall population, a positive feedback loop that eventually killed off a large number of larger mammals worldwide. Whether climate change or human hunting reduced the population sizes, the inability to adapt ultimately doomed these species. It is really up in the air what really happened those thousands of years ago, but scientists are willing to speculate since the answers to our current climate shifts and population displacement may rest with a similar event in early human history.